Don't ride here. Ride here. Explore new horizons with Moto Freight. Proud sponsors of Under the Visor.
I'm Duncan Gough. For many years I was an odd job man of all sorts. I'm a jack of all trades. And then I started writing books because I started doing more traveling, and the traveling led me to write about my journeys. That led me to put articles in a magazine, and that led me to publish my first book in 2009, which was about my first 9 years of travels to Spain. And from there I kept on doing with the writing, and I've been writing actually historical novels as well. They're set in 1840 and end up with a half-breed Welsh Apache in Arizona in the 1880s. But that's another story altogether. But so I like the writing, but I was still trying to make a living as a self-employed cabinet maker, stage construction, film work, all sorts of things. Very unfortunately, in 2014, my mother suddenly died, but she left me a small legacy, which has allowed me to stop being a jack of all trades and to concentrate on what I wanted to do, which was actually become a professional writer. So that's what I'm working on now, being a professional writer. I was born in Wimbledon, but I was brought up in Rhodesia. And then I ended up in the UK, and I've worked in Scotland, I lived in Greece, I've worked in Italy, I've worked in Spain. I've done a lot of traveling in lots of different places. But what happened was, in 1980, my parents built a house down near Ronda in Andalusia in Spain. And I went out there for the first time. And that first time when I arrived in Spain, it felt like home. Looking back at it, I think part of it is the smell of dust, the sound of the cicadas, the heat, all took me back to that childhood in what is now Zimbabwe, and very similar sort of environment. And that kind of keyed me into Spain. And so then I really kept on wanting to go back. And from 2000, where I started going just for a week, that was all I could take off from my work. But each year it just built on itself. And I realized that you can go to Moscow in 5 days if you like, but you're going to be traveling in your own polytunnel. What I found about doing Spain, and doing it even though it was only a few days each year I got a little bit deeper into an understanding of the Spanish people, of their culture, of their society, and my Spanish improved bit by bit to a position where I find I can communicate quite reasonably after the first week. Before that, it may be a bit ropey, but I have my ways of getting around that. Yeah, well, that first book that I published in 2009, each journey was written up as a magazine article. So it's kind of like a short story of the adventures that I might have, whether it was only 3 days exploring in Spain and the rest traveling through France or whatever. So that was the book Back Roads of Spain. And that produced interest in Spain, and people asking me all sorts of questions about how do you do it, where do you go, and all that sort of thing, where do you stay. And so once I started having the money from my mum to be able to concentrate, I thought, I'm going to do my guidebook, my personal guide, which is from 17 years of annual bike trips and the periods when I worked in Spain and visited it other times. And so that then is Sketches of Spain, which is my guidebook, but it is a very personal guide. There are places that you just have to get lost to find, and that's what has happened to me over the years. So very kindly, a nice Norwegian compared me to Wainwright, because I do sketch. My journal is doodles and sketches and writing in a book, and I draw my own maps to go with it. So I provide the maps. They're to locate places, really. And I did get a bit carried away that's why it took me 9 months to put this book together, because I got a bit carried away with drawing the maps. But the Norwegian guys did that. So it is about personal experiences, as well as this is a place that I found nice. I don't say start here, go there, do that. It's about finding the best way of exploring the country of Spain that I love so much. In order to try and make this work as an income, and I actually don't have a plan B, unfortunately, because my major pension is worth £700 a year. So, and I've just turned 60, by the way. So there is no plan B, but what I'm planning is to have another 3 books out by Christmas. So that I've got a bookshelf of 6 books. They will mostly be about Spain. There's one little book that I've written which is about travel writing and about the techniques that you can use to make the most out of recording an adventure or a journey. So in April I spent 3 weeks in Andalusia, research, journal, sketchbook. That will be 1 book, mainly about the Serranía de Ronda and the mountain villages. Ronda itself is covered by so many people. Fantastic place, but I'm not covering that. I'm covering the back roads and the interesting out-of-the-way places. Then, because a lot of people say they kind of like my doodles and my sketchbook, I'm going to do a book that's going to be pages from my 17 years of notebooks with translations of my writing, because it's not that readable. And next week, I'm on my way to do back roads to Barcelona from Santander and Bilbao, which will be another book that will be completed, which will again be in the same. I'm building my own style and my own brand of writing about travel in a personal way, and also with a way that makes it accessible to as many people as possible to enjoy, in my opinion, the best way of enjoying a country. So my main website is at www.duncan-spanish-travel.com, and I also have a Facebook page which is Duncan R. Gough, and so you can sign up, you can subscribe on my Facebook page or with my web page. Subscribers, I don't bombard people, it's just where I will say that there's a new book out, but also when I'm doing shows, if I've got free tickets, I will often offer those to my subscribers first, so that people can get a free ticket into whatever show it happens to be. And those are the real places. It is available on Amazon as well. I sell on Amazon as directly from me. And you can order it through Waterstones or one of the bookshops. Unfortunately, I don't get so much money that way. So I actually quite prefer it if it's through my main website, and then I only lose 3% to PayPal or whatever it is. But those are the places. Or find me at one of the shows that I happen to be going to.
Don't ride here. Ride here. Explore new horizons with Moto Freight. Proud sponsors of Under the Visor.